Watch Sunday's SWPL goals. Not since 2007 has a team other than Glasgow City lifted the Scottish Women's League title. And never before have Rangers had their hands on silverware in the women's game. However, after Rangers clinched a 3-1 win over the 14-in-a-row champion City on Sunday, is the entire landscape of Scottish women's football changing? The Ibrox side are 2 points clear at the top of the table with a game in hand, unbeaten in the league, with 13 games standing between them and the championship. Is this finally Rangers' year? Or do Glasgow City still have what it takes to keep a hold of their coveted title? An end to a dynasty? At one time, Glasgow City losing to Rangers would have been out of the question. They regularly marched through domestic seasons undefeated, with 4 consecutive trebles lifted between 2012 and 2015. Even as a strong Hibernian emerged, with the Edinburgh side lifting 7 out of 8 domestic knockout cups, they still could not knock City off their title perch. Major signings, coaching changes and, crucially, the move to full-time professional women's football for Rangers and Celtic promised to spell a shift in the Scottish game. Yet City again won the championship last season, 3 points clear of Celtic and 8 ahead of Rangers. A comfortable 2-0 win on the final day over Rangers cemented the gap between the two sides. However, 7 months on from that title triumph, few were surprised when City was swept away by Rangers on Sunday. Since June, their star has waned considerably. In the summer, City lost head coach Scott Booth to Birmingham City, midfielder Leanne Crichton left to become Motherwell player assistant manager, and Leanne Ross ended her playing days. In October, City announced Eileen Gleeson would be leaving her role with Republic of Ireland to take over as head coach, and it has been a chastening 3 months. In 4 clashes with the old firm this season, they have failed to win any. They lost the SWPL Cup final to Celtic last month and now top spot to Rangers. And it could get worse. They host Celtic on Thursday with just 2 points separating the two. While City are still hoping to catch Rangers, they could find themselves down to 3rd. With only the top 2 qualifying for the Champions League, it could be an unrecoverable blow. It is no exaggeration to suggest competing in Europe, bolstered by reaching the quarter-finals twice, has helped City keep their rivals at arm's length. Glasgow City's 3-1 defeat to Rangers on Sunday cost the defending champions top spot in the SWPL. What's changed with Rangers? This Rangers team have been more than a year in the making. Full-time football helped entice many to Auchenhow, but initially they struggled to assert the dominance they had in the transfer market onto the pitch. 12 months ago they led the SWPL after a thumping win over Glasgow City, but in the running could not press home their advantage, eventually ending up 3rd. A lot of that could be put down to the sheer number of new players head coach Malky Thompson had signed, with the stop-start nature of the league making it difficult to shape the side and even work out what his best 11 was. Injuries too deprived him of key players Megan Bell and Kirsty Howard. This year the team is more settled. In Jane Ross and Lizzie Arnott they have 2 of the league's most potent strikers. Despite have played a game less than their title rivals, Rangers are the SWPL's leading scorers, with 55 in 14 matches, and have conceded just 7 times. Even after goalkeeper Jenna Fife was red-carded at 2-0 on Sunday, Rangers still looked in control and went on to win 3-1. Celtic are the only team to beat them this season, Fran Alonso's side knocking them out of the SWPL Cup on their way to winning their first trophy in a decade. The two face off on Sunday in the last 16 of the Scottish Women's Cup, and again in the league on the 27th of February, and those 2 old firm games will be pivotal in shaping the season. Rangers overcome physiological barrier. Former Scotland goalkeeper Gemma Fay on Sportscene. We've still got a long way to go in this league and I would be a fool to call it right now. But, physiologically, Rangers have had this hanging over them in terms of they're the club with the most investment, they are expected to do well, and I think they dealt with that pressure for the first time against Glasgow City. They were really good. When Rangers went down to 10 players you thought Glasgow City were going to kick on, but it was the opposite, it was Rangers that were galvanized. It was a strange performance from Glasgow City,